Welcome back, Freedom Savers. So, I've got a few announcements this week. First, I want to apologize for not getting updates out this last week. I actually left the state and went to another one and checked out a possible place to live when I quit my job. I don't plan on quitting my job soon, as in right now, but I'm seriously considering doing it in about 6 years when I turn 55. I'm going to make a whole nother video on that subject, so I'm not going to get into it right now, but again, I apologize for not getting the updates out. On another topic, I will probably be doing less updates and maybe doing it once a month instead of once a week, and I will explain why in a moment. Another one is, unless M1 changes something soon, I may be changing brokers. You guys know I'm a big fan of M1, and I think it's the greatest platform for dividend investing, and I'm not sure I'm going to find a substitute, but I'm not real happy right now. Anyways, let's get into this. This is the Roth 100 stock Roth IRA. Current value is $7,010.21 with 29 cents sitting in cash. I've deposited $67.1620, which means I'm actually up $294 and a penny, or 4.38%. Now, as you know, Juniper's pay date is 3/22. It's only the 16th today as I'm making this video. And the dividends still don't show that I earned dividends on Juniper. So I'm still waiting for that pay date to see if they actually pay me. Yeah, I was out of state for a week, and during that time, I didn't track dividends. I just kept track of this total here, right? So my chart would be correct. And then I figure I'll just do the dividends when I get back. Unfortunately, the dividends do not add up. This is the problem with M1 right now. They are not tracking dividends properly. I am not showing I'm earning dividends on certain stocks, and when I do get paid dividends, it's not showing that I got paid dividends. Yet I know I did somehow, and I don't know who paid me because they're not telling me. It's not tracking it. Yeah, so on the 15th, there was no dividends paid, supposedly, according to the activity tab. If we come over here on the 15th, so today's, so that was yesterday, all I have is this investable cash, where normally I would have a deposit or a deposit and dividend, right? Instead, it just comes up with investable cash, as if it's pending, even though it's not. It actually happened. And I don't know what the hell, because I did deposit $23.80 that day, as usual. And I can prove that because it's under funding on the 15th. Contribution year 2019, $23.80, right? But no deposit listed here. Whereas if you look at any other date, right, it has the deposit of $23.80. So, don't know what that's about, but doesn't say I deposited, even though I know I did, and it obviously jumped the cash up to $24.96 from 29 cents, right? And then I bought $24.67 in stocks, which is fine and dandy. The problem here is, as you can see, this portfolio is not balanced anymore. And the reason for that is because I had 29 cents in cash, right? So if we open up a calculator here, 29 cents cash plus I deposited $23.80, right? That means my balance should have been $24.09. So how did they buy $24.67 in stocks and still leave 29 cents in my account? Who the hell knows? My guess is I actually got paid dividends, which it does not show any. And that's how the extra cash came in here to buy more than I actually had in a balance. Secondly, the amount of cash left over in my account of 29 cents is the exact same amount that was there the day prior, which, as you can see, is a very rare occurrence. That would never really happen. So I'm thinking that didn't even update. So yeah, so now I've got stocks that I'm not earning dividends on when I should, at least in their platform. Whether I actually earn them or not, we'll find out. And then I have deposits being made that aren't showing up under activity. And then I have dividends showing up that aren't under activity. So I'm getting really, really annoyed. I haven't called them yet. I'll call them next week, probably, and see what the hell. I mean, if I email them, it'll take 3 days to get back to me with some stupid answer that I already know has nothing to do with my problem. So yeah, I'm not real happy with that. So this portfolio is not balanced because I don't know where the fuck the money is or came from. So yeah, I'm not a happy camper. I truly believe that M1 is totally screwing up the tracking of dividends at this point. That's my only thing I can assume here. And even if everything is correct with them in the background, this platform is what I'm using, right, to track my portfolio. If they can't keep the proper information in here for me to track my portfolio, I don't know what else I can do. I mean, when I earn dividends, you should be showing I earned dividends. When I get paid dividends, you should be showing that I got paid dividends. And when I make a deposit, by God, you should be showing I made a deposit. And you are on funding, but this is just stupid. Nothing here. And you just change this out of the blue. No notification, nothing. It just happens. So their platform is really freaking buggy right now, in my opinion. And it's pissing me off. And if they don't get this shit straight soon, I will be leaving M1, even though I really love these partial shares. And I think this is the very best setup for dividend investing. Unfortunately, if I don't get paid dividends, or I don't earn dividends, or I have no idea what dividends I'm getting paid, it defeats the whole frickin' purpose of dividend investing. Now, there's an alternative. I could ignore this whole platform, basically, and just keep doing what I'm doing, and then using my statements at the end of each month. Anyways, I can't show the statement right now because it has my account number and stuff on there, and I don't want to just put that out on the internet. But the point here is I could come in here and just trust whatever information they give me at the end of each month and go with that, which I know another YouTuber tends to do. I don't know how confident I feel in that because that number has always been different than what my tracking was directly, day by day. So I'm very discouraged at the moment with M1 Finance. Love their platform, but if they can't get their shit straight, I can't stick around. It defeats the whole purpose of the way I'm investing, which is dividend investing. So anyway, sorry I'm so depressed about this, but it's really a big thing to me right now, since I was planning on keeping these accounts for many, many years, decades, and they can't get their shit straight with the most simple things, then fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because I really don't want to pay all the fees of other ones, but, I might have to do something else. We'll have to find something else. Maybe I'll work with them or First Trade or something, but First Trade is not ideal. Anyways, let's get into this. As you see, I'm up 4.38%. These numbers are correct anyway, the current value and the total deposited. So we have that. All right, guys, help me out here. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe my mind is not thinking straight, but it's freaking blown right now because Google Sheets can't do a simple comparison of does this equal this. It's always worked in the past. So the way I balance my portfolio, all right, is I come on my buy activity up here. I have the total of all my purchases of stocks, and I subtract all my sales of stocks, okay? And that tells me exactly how much money I've invested. I take that amount and I add any cash that's sitting in the account doing nothing, and then I subtract the dividends that have been paid. And that should equal exactly how much I've deposited. And that's how I balance my portfolio and make sure that the numbers are all adding up properly. And it's always worked in the past. I did it manually originally, and then I decided to throw it in the spreadsheet a long time ago and have it automatically calculate it for me. So what I did is C2, which is this value here, right? Column C, number 2. So it's this value, which is just that minus that, right? And so that's this value. So the calculation is that. And we go over to the M1 Roth tab and number G4, right? G4. So we come over here to G4. That's the amount of cash. So we're adding the amount of cash to that number. All right. So we did those two. It added C2 plus that. Now we're going to subtract on the dividends tab F4 and on the dividends tab G4. So we come over here, F4, it's going to subtract last year's dividends and this year's dividends. All right, and then we're going to compare it. That should equal, on the M1 tab, K4. And K4 is how much I've deposited. All right, and that just adds up all these plus last year's. So I've confirmed that this is exactly how much I've deposited. You come over here to funding. 5,500 plus 1073.40 is $6,073.40. Or sorry, 65.73.40. 65.73.40. All right. Here's the thing. I was going nuts here trying to figure out what's wrong. I've got the cash number right that's sitting in the account. I've got the right balance amount, right? It's all kosher. That's the word I'm looking for. It's all kosher. Exact numbers, all good. So then I'm like, okay, fine. So if I go equals that, and I go it equals 65.73.40. True, right? So a constant number, 65.73.40, and I'm comparing it to this field, which is 65.73.40. It's true, right? All right, fair enough. We got that out of the way. Get rid of that. So now I come over here and I do this exact same calculation, all right? I take the buy activity on C2, basically on over here. I take this number, right? C2. And then I add G4 over here. And then I subtract the dividends, right? And if you click in here, the value is 65.73.40. And if you click in here, it still confirms 65.73.40, right? But the problem is when I go to compare it. So then I put Q1, this value, right, equals K4, this value. Now, looking at it, you can clearly see 657340. 657340. False. Says they do not equal the same. They're not equivalent. Okay, so then I try using the formula instead of the equal sign, even though they're exact same thing in the spreadsheets, which is the equals formula. K4, this value, and Q1. Compare those. Are they equal? Nope, false. What? How does 65.73.40 not equal 65.73.40 nowadays? So I'm like, what the hell? All right, so now let's figure out. Let's pretend that I actually deposited an extra penny. Instead of $23.80, we're going to deposit $23.81. And that would leave us with an extra penny in cash, right? So we'll make that $24. Oh, look, it's all balanced now. Because 65.73.41 equals 65.73.41. But for some reason, $65.73.40 does not equal $65.73.40. Can anyone explain why this is doing this? I beg you, if you have an explanation for this, let me know. Because as far as I'm concerned, Google's just screwing up completely on this. I don't understand why this particular number is screwed up. Obviously, if it's 1 penny more, the number's fine and it compares fine. But for some reason, this exact number doesn't compare properly. And it makes no logical sense. Anyway, if anybody knows, let me know because it's driving me nuts. Dividends, I've earned supposedly $73.49 here, but when you look over here, and I didn't even get through finishing tracking everything, it says $73.27. So this shows I earned less dividends than I show I earned by going in my portfolio and adding them up. So again, screwed. I don't know why. I'm not really going to go over these numbers because I don't know what's accurate and what's not. I mean, in March, I did get paid $12.63. That I know of. I obviously got paid a little more and a few more cents somewhere, but I don't know where because I don't tend to track the payment date, and they don't pay on the payment date anyway. They tend to pay the day after the payment date. It shows up in my account. And I'm curious whether it'll even show up at all at this point. It's like Juniper. Probably won't, I'm guessing. So, yeah, there's that. I'm not updating the yearly dividends either because I'm discouraged at this point. I just don't give a shit. I'm sorry. I will be doing the yearly update thing here. I think I'm going to do this at least once a month. So, you can see how the dividend tracking is progressing. But that's assuming that I stick with M1. So, and then once I get that going, either way, I'm going to try, if I find some way to track my dividends properly, I will be updating this at least once a month. So we can see month per month how the dividend income is increasing. So yeah, that's M1 Finance 100 stock Roth IRA this week, for the past 2 weeks really. You can see the portfolio's got up to over 7,000 at this point, and I am still in the green. So, and I will do one of these videos for each one of my portfolios again this week as usual. Put them in the little separate playlists. I just don't know how long I'm going to be doing this with M1. So again, forgive my negativity this week, but not everything's gone my way. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and if you liked the video, hit that like button for me. If you want to hear any specific type of information, anything that you're interested in, you have any questions, just drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions on this video or any other video I've made. And if you know anyone else that might be interested in this video, please be sure to share it on your social media and share the knowledge. Thanks guys.